my parents got into a tax.
My priorities kind of changed when I got hit by a cruise ship. This was a big hit on my economy, but I took this SRC course and exam for VHF radio, and it was kind of an advertisement for a better, newer VHF radio with DSC, digital selective calling, which you can send a distress call with your GPS coordinates. You can also, with this particular VHF radio, you also have an AIS built into the the VHF. Let's unbox this brand new expensive piece of equipment. Check out what's inside. I also bought some other things. Maybe we can start with a GPS. I got a package or a two-part thing, so I got a GPS. Maybe Lawrence, Simrad and B&G is kind of the same company, I don't know really. So here we have, this is probably to mount it. This is the GPS thing, and it should be mounted on the outside of the boat, I think, because it should be unobstructed by stuff like solar panels. I have had a hard time with solar panels blocking my GPS on my phone, which I am using most of the time for navigating actually. Oh, there are some more stuff in here. Some gaskets and some screws. This is called B&G V60-B, and it's the -B thing that has the AIS transponder, which means this unit can both send and receive AIS information, which means that I can see other ships where they are compared to me, and I can also send my position to other ships, which is good to not get hit by ferries and fisher boats and stuff. It's very unlikely to get hit by a cruise ship or a ferry. It's much more likely to get hit by a fishing boat or something else, or some drunk yachtsman with a speedboat or something. So now that I have been hit by a cruise ship, I think it's a good thing to have this kind of equipment. It's some downsides to AIS as well. If you are sailing in areas where there are a lot of pirates, the pirates can also see your position. Some manual, some more coffee, some cover. I guess this is for mostly if you mount it outdoors. I have a solution I think I will do. I want to make some kind of swing arm or something with a box for my plotter and this unit to be able to have it indoors here and then swing it out in the companionway, I think it's called, the door, to see it from the outside, where I can steer and listen to the radio. So this is the radio, and there's some cables that comes with it. And because I have a VHF antenna in the top of my mast, I will continue to use this. Oh, there are a lot of loose ends to this one. It's the old NMEA. It's some kind of network for boat equipment, and I actually have on my plotter, I have NMEA 2000, so I am very intrigued to get some NMEA 2000 equipment as well, or cables to plug this into my plotter and be able to see all the AIS ships on my plotter as well. That would be cool. Otherwise, I guess you will see them on this small screen somehow. Here's the distress call. Flip this up and push it, and then you program this with your ship's name and call sign and stuff like that, and then it sends out your position, and you can choose your distress kind, taking on water, sinking, or fire on board, or something like that, and you just push send. I think it's also got the possibility to monitor 2 channels at once. If you have any friends, you can have your friends on a channel separate, and you can still monitor, switch between channel 16. And the DSC is also digital selective calling, is also for sending like messages to other ships, which could be useful. It's kind of like SMS, I think, but without a base station. And this, the smell of like new technologies, like it's been the same smell since the 90s, when I was a little space child, probably toxic. I guess I could have this indoors and just have this outside, but I want to hear the speaker, I think. Then there is a mount. I'm not sure I will use this mount if I... What's this noise? Oh, it's my boiling some water. There's some screws for the mounts and some kind of panel things, maybe for mounting it on in a box or something. So that's all. Oh wait, there was a small mount for this too. So I will mount this on the side of it. So Sweden Rescue, Sweden Rescue, Sweden Rescue. This is Fredelina. I am taking on water and I am sinking. What are you thinking about? This is very expensive and I'm really bad at handling expensive stuff. Oh, it looks a bit unfinished, so I think you put the side pieces on here. I think B&G and Simrad is exactly the same thing, and I might have paid more just for B&G. I think I am stupid. I don't know if the features are any different at all, and they look exactly the same. But B&G supposedly is more for sailors who are stupid enough to spend extra money for B&G brand or something. And maybe Lawrence is also the same kind of company, actually. Navico is the main company, I think. Don't quote me on this. And Lawrence, Simrad and B&G is probably the same stuff. So on this plotter, I got this with the boat, and it's got charts for Sweden all the way down to France, and this has been my extra thing. So this is like if my phone gets lost overboard or breaks or something, I can use this plotter for the charts, but it feels antiquated compared to a phone. But it should be, if I mount it better in a box with these two together and have this as an instrument panel. I love instrument panels. I'm a train driver synth alien, so I love instrument panels. And then I will probably use it a bit more than if I just have to take it out all the time. And the mount is where it was sitting was also interfering with the lines, stuff like that. Never mind. But it would be nice to have this NME A2000 network, to have, I think there is support for that. And if you have an NME A2000 network, you can plug in wind sensors, wind direction and all those things, but I have been fine without them. I have a depth sensor, I think I can plug into it as well, and maybe even a speedometer, but my speedometer is always tangled up with algae and stuff, so it doesn't really work that well. Yeah, new safety equipment. Maybe I can avoid getting hit by more ships. I also got this new antenna and cable, and that's for mounting on the solar panel arch. I will have a separate AIS antenna because then I can have redundancy. I can have my position being sent out from the back of the boat and have the VHF in the top of the mast. And if I lose the mast, I can also use this as a VHF antenna, just plug it in. I also got this good inverter. Sadly, it's 12 volt to 230 volts for my TV and synthesizer, so I can't use it from my 48 volts battery directly, which would have been nice. I had a problem with the hum when I watch movies and use my 12 volt amplifier, but this almost solved it. So for the synthesizer, this works great. It's just a little bit of a hum still, but it's fine. But for the TV, it's still quite annoying when you have a silent part of a film and you start hearing the hum. It's day and night better than a cheap inverter still, but it's not perfect. It's not perfect. So I still need to get a fiber optic cable, I think, from the TV to a digital to analog converter to my 12 volt amplifier. And then I will have great sound from my hi-fi system. So that's still some more stuff to get a perfect cinema experience. Okay, that's all plus extra for this episode. So short one or long one, I don't know. Have a nice day.